Here we are in the latest BYD ATTO 3 from 2025. Ashrak, how are you feeling?
Very good. I mean, we've had quite a bit of driving in this car before shooting this clip. It's a very nice, comfortable, easy to drive thing, I think.
Yes.
Mahin has been driving me around, and I gotta say, this passenger seat is very comfortable, you know. I mean,
that is
it's
true.
a very smooth ride. And even the acceleration is quite measured. I mean, Mahin, this is a 100 kilowatt one, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
correct.
It's yeah, I just had a look at the JKCG, who are the agents for BYD in Sri Lanka. I was just looking at their website the previous night, and there's a nice 150 kilowatt one also, which says 0 to 100 in 7 seconds. Now I think this one is about what, 10 seconds?
Roughly 10 seconds, Ashrak.
Roughly 10 seconds.
Like you said, it is very comfortable for the price point you can get this vehicle at. I think it's a really good deal. I think this particular model is 14.8 million, which is quite competitive considering the current rates of new vehicles and new EVs. And you know, Ashrak, another fun fact is that I haven't said a fun fact in a while.
You haven't.
And this is the very first EV that I got into, and from that point onwards, Ashrak, I was converted. When it comes to EVs, Chinese EVs especially, and their build quality, Ashrak, this was my first experience. I got into this in the Gaul showroom down south, where BYD has their showroom. It was a black colored vehicle. Got into it with my parents.
Yeah,
and that was my first experience, Ashrak. Overall, in terms of space, in terms of tech, in terms of overall feel and looks, I feel it's a really good package, Ashrak. I'm really impressed, honestly.
I mean, it is looks to be a fairly well put together thing, and basically this is the ATTO 3, I think, and you're experiencing the 100 kilowatts of power now.
Wow,
I think it's
smooth,
more than enough for Colombo and Sri Lankan use in general.
Correct. It's got a 420 kilometer range. Of course, it will depend on how you drive. I'm in sport now.
No, in sport right now.
Yeah.
Nice. So the ATTO is basically the best-selling model in China. I think over 1 million have been sold, and even in Sri Lanka, I would think it's probably the best-selling one because, like you mentioned, that it's at the 14 million or thereabouts price point for a vehicle like this.
Yes.
This is a standard range. There is the extended range as well. Of course, the trim levels are called, I think, advanced and something else, which I not coming to my mind right now.
Ashrak, the extended range goes up to about 480 kilometers. With one charge. And again, a big thank you to my friend and the proud owner of this vehicle for allowing us to test drive this vehicle.
Super kind of him, you know.
Yes, and he also gave us a lot of additional material to play with and a lot of additional information that we may have not known, Ashrak, like the one you're just about to talk about, how the shutters go up.
Yeah, let's say you've kept a window down accidentally and you forget about it. Well, when you lock the car, it will put all windows that are down, it will raise all of them up again. So there's no forgetting your windows, you know, like you've left a window down or your kids have been playing with the window switch and have put one down.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that's going to happen because the car will lock itself. And another feature I really like, I mean, now this is not a unique feature, Mahin. Other cars also have it, but it works pretty well in this car, and that is, you know, the remote AC switching on, where you can just switch on the AC with the key fob to preheat or pre-cool the interior.
Yes.
And I noticed in the central information display also, you can actually specify how long you want the AC to cool for before the car shuts down. So let's say that, for example, you have set it to 10 minutes and you send the command from the key fob to switch on the AC. Yes. But for some reason you get held up and you're not get into the car within 10 minutes, the car will stop that function and conserve its battery. It won't just stay running indefinitely. I mean, we know that, you know, sometimes even if a person is, say, forgetful, you get wrapped up in something else, suddenly remember, oh, I left the car to preheat or pre-cool. Now, if it were a petrol engine car with that feature, for example, then you'd you'd be having burning petrol, and an EV would be burning electrons there. But in this case, if the car detects that you didn't come to it within the set time, it will just stop the pre-cooling, preheating function and stop wasting battery.
Correct. And Ashrak, this is a really nice driving position, quite tall as well, and it's a compact SUV. Black is my favorite color on this.
Yeah, it's a kind of metallic. When you look closely, Mahin, it's like it's got a bit of flex in it and a bit of shimmer.
Yes, correct. I think, Ashrak, this vehicle is one of the best selling vehicles worldwide, and I think BYD sold 1 million already, and even in Sri Lanka it's quite a popular vehicle, and we got a lot of requests, right, Ashrik, to review this vehicle.
Yeah,
finally we are doing it.
Finally we are doing it.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, this is probably one of the most popular vehicles in Sri Lanka right now, even in terms of, I think, YouTube searches, Mahen.
Yeah, even my parents encouraged me to get one of these. But yes, it's interesting that we got two variants to consider from. Like, it's starting at 14.8 million, as I mentioned, and the other one goes up to about 16.8 million, if I'm not mistaken, with all the other additional features and functionality. What I noticed was, Ashrak, again, the first time I experienced this vehicle, getting into this in the Golf showroom, were the little things, like, you know, these guitar strings over here on the
on the door,
play the guitar bit, and then
pretty funky stuff.
How you open the door, right? Look at this really interesting,
it's like quite
gadget
a neat little
kind of thing. And then you also have the lighting in here, which is configurable. Ashok, it's not like in your face, it's very nice, and it looks very rich, you know what I mean?
And it's also very hip, I feel, Mahen. It's very
Correct.
youthful. Like, take these AC vents, for example. I mean, I was just joking to Mahen. I mean, these are like Mari biscuit coolers. You could keep your Mari biscuits in here and, you know, have your snack.
Yes.
But yeah, once I'm using them, I can see they're very, you know, tactile to use. And also even this, the vent closing and opening has a very pleasing clicky action to it that once again shows build quality has been given attention to, and now Mahen is seeing how well it corners, and
it's very nice.
I think pretty well, no, Mahen?
Correct, Ashok. And
we've just got a C-Line 6 passing us in the opposite direction at quite a speed.
The sound system in this is also really decent. I mean,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly, a stock kind of system. We tested it out before. It's quite good. And
6 speakers.
Yeah, the space, Ashok, I mean, especially in the rear also, it's crazy legroom that you've got. You can easily sit 3 adults in the back.
Yeah, no
There's a lot
issues
of
at all.
boot space as well. And the other interesting feature is, Ashok, a lot of things in this vehicle can be controlled with voice commands. Shall we just try and see? Like this as well. Hi BYD.
I'm listening.
Rotate screen.
No problem.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, and she's so confident too, like,
Your
no
Bluetooth
problem.
device is not yet connected.
Hi BYD, it's sunny in here.
I'm listening.
Can you close the sunroof?
The sunroof is already closed.
Right, I knew that. Can you close the sunshade? Wow, look at that. And it knows when I say close sunroof. The sunroof is already closed, Ashok.
This function is not supported.
Yeah, so I mean, get used
Sorry,
to it.
BYD, we're recording our video.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty intelligent of the car. You know, I mean, there are some, I think, there was one other car that we tested where I didn't tell the distinction between sunroof and sunshade, if I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to try another one.
Hi, BYD.
I'm here.
Increase fan to level 4.
The maximum fan speed is 7. I'll set it to that level for you.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Not what I wanted, but it's okay.
Okay, so Ashok is behind the wheel now.
Yep, very smooth, very chilled out drive, I have to say. This thing is, you know, you've got a nice sporty flat bottom steering wheel. I think this is a cover which has been put on. It has a kind of Alcantara kind of soft material to it.
Yes.
And you've got a lot of multifunction controls here. Like, for example, I've got the button for rotating the screen that you would have seen the video of a little earlier. And of course, you've got your lane departure, cruise control, media, all the controls you need are there. I must also point out, Mahen, that it's nice to see that the wiper and signal light stalks are in the way we are accustomed to.
Correct.
Signals on the right and headlights, of course. Wipers on the left. And one thing I must point out also, I'm very happy to see that there's physical controls for the headlights, because many EVs now force you to use the touch screen for those things. None of that here. AC though, you have to use the touch screen. Okay, that's, I guess, okay.
Yeah.
But you have the voice control too. And yeah, you've got this sporty little gauge cluster.
Yes.
Maybe I would have liked a little bit of a larger cluster, Mahen, but otherwise it's giving me a lot of useful information.
Fair enough, Ashok. And I think we have an air purification effort going on here in the cabin.
Yeah, I noticed that icon, but I didn't see any way to switch it on or off, so I think it must be fully automatic, which once again, it's, that's good.
Yes.
That's really nice. And I must also point out, in the gauge cluster, it tells you in real time how many kilowatts of power you're using. Under full throttle, I saw that rise to around 105, 106.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, generally you cruise along at less than 20 kilowatts of motor power.
Yes.
But I'm not sure whether that figure is overall power, Mahen, which would mean that it's also counting what we are using for the air conditioning as well.
Right.
And the air conditioning does take quite a bit of power, to cool a vehicle's interior is quite significant. So
Correct.
in that sense, could be a all-in-one figure. I'm just pulling 12 kilowatts at 47 kilometers per hour right now.
Right.
So yeah, that's. there was something interesting. I remember reading that even your average petrol engine or diesel engine car is probably using less than 20 horsepower of its total available engine power at any time when you cruise along. It's only when you accelerate that you demand power.
Yeah.
So
That's why it says at a certain RPM only, Ashrak, that you will get your full power, no?
Exactly, and that's the way petrol engines are. Electric motors are totally different.
Correct.
They produce maximum torque from a standstill at 0 RPM. So
we don't have gears.
Yeah, you don't have gears, and just as the motor starts to spin is when it's producing the most twisting effort.
Yes.
And that's why EVs have that kick in the back kind of thing you get from a standstill, which this does have, doesn't it, Mahin? I'm just going to flow it a bit here.
Okay. Whoa.
Little bit of tire scrub there as well. I felt it.
Yes.
And we are in sport mode, of course.
Yeah.
Which, is the mode to be.
We're riding on 17-inch rims, Ashok?
Yeah, with quite tall profile tires, which I must say I like very much, because for Sri Lanka, low profile tires do impact the ride a bit on our less than perfect roads. So I'm very happy to see that BYD and JKCG have chosen a more comfort oriented specification for the vehicle.
Yes.
And we've got quite a bit of braking as well available. I'm just slipping into high regen now via these little controls here. You got your drive mode selector, your traction control disable, and your regeneration. And yep, you get quite a bit of regeneration there. Now I don't think it's one pedal driving fully, Mahen.
Yeah.
We need to investigate that and see, is the vehicle going to come to a full standstill if we let off the throttle.
Yes.
But otherwise, yeah, this has some pretty good regeneration. The meter tells me it's recuperating up to 10 kilowatts of power.
Yes. Noise is very low, and basically I think there is some kind of soundproofing that has gone into this vehicle as well. I think I read that, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the fact that Ashok, this cabin being as spacious as it is going to be one of the key drivers for any family to make a decision on a vehicle like this, because it's got so much space for the price you pay.
Exactly. I mean, and it's a comfortable vehicle. It's a very nice thing to drive. It's very relaxing, and I got to say, all the major touch points fall nicely to hand. And another little feature that I like, Mahen, is I prefer a low down driving position, and I was really happy to note that I could really lower the seat in this. And this is not the lowest position.
Okay.
Yeah, you were on a pretty high here. You just saw I put the wipers there because I was expecting that's because many Chinese cars force you to use the signals indicator on the left stalk, not this one.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you can really get a nice low down driving position if you're a fan of that.
Yes.
Which makes this thing a little less SUV like,
We've seen a few colors in the country. I believe there are around 4: a blue, a black, a grey, and was it a white?
I think it's a white. I might be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. But I mean, and that's a fairly decent array of colors, but maybe something bright would have been nice too, no, Mahen?
Fair enough. And the interior options we get into the country is apparently this black trim with a few yellow trims. And it would be interesting to also have maybe a brighter colored interior as well. Maybe a white one would be interesting as well.
White would be lovely. Only thing is, we know about the maintenance aspect of white can be a little tricky, but otherwise, even a light tan beige would have been nice,
Yes, agreed, Ashrak.
Similar to what you have in your Verada, maybe?
Yes. Okay, Ashrak is flooring it. A bit of wheel spin there. It's a front wheel drive vehicle. Very nice, very smooth ride.
Yep, that was all just 86 kilometers per hour there. Very effortless.
Another one of my favorite vehicles, the Range Rover Vogue.
Oh yes.
Fast one. But a Chinese EV is, Ashrak, that most of these vehicles in terms of comfort have come a really long way, and I have told you once before as well, sometimes the comfort that I feel in a Range Rover Vogue, there is a lot of that I feel in vehicles like this.
Yeah, they have come very far, Mahin. They've really improved on their game, and mainly the refinement game. I mean, tech, you can always slap as much tech as possible into a car and call it a day, but refinement, cabin quietness, those factors, those are things that take time to engineer, and because of those, that is where these guys have really done a good job, I feel.
Yeah, and I think since 2022, the BYD ATTO has been part of the world and sold 1 million units and above, which means, Ashrak, there's something good that they're doing, right?
Exactly. I mean, if they are selling like that, over 1 million units sold so far, they are definitely doing something right.
Correct.
And the Chinese market is pretty fierce. I mean, you know, Chinese buyers are discerning, and yes, they definitely demand a lot of things, including quality, features, build quality, all that. So,
Yes.
I mean, even the Indian market for that matter now, even Indian customers are a lot more discerning than they were before.
Yes.
So now automakers can't get away with, you know, half-baked efforts. So when you
Correct.
get a vehicle from someone like BYD, and in case our viewers didn't know, BYD is a massive conglomerate in China. They make right up to monorails and trains as well, not
Yes.
just cars. So they are like a massive, you know, entity there.
Correct. But the only thing we don't have right now is, Ashrak, ventilated seats.
Yeah, that would have been nice. No, Mahin, that would have been really
Yes.
good.
Would
I mean,
have
the
been,
AC is great.
Yes.
It's working a treat.
Yes.
But yeah, we've been spoiled a bit by so many vehicles with the ventilated seats.
Fair enough. I think, Ashrak, we have...
106 peaks are 106. I suppose even though it's like the 99 kilowatt motor, no?
Yeah.
Little bit of a lively rear we had there. Okay, tell me, where shall we